So I start by drawing the line. So 1 and 2. So you see it's quite a simple line. It has 2 points, the beginning and the end. And actually you can also transform it on different ways. You can move it around and everything, but it's kind of boring with just 2 points. I would like to have more. So I would like to rebuild it. Just type rebuild. I don't know where to find this button. I just always use typing the comments. And then he asks you how many of points would you like to have, and I say 4 will be enough for now. And degree is I will show you. Look, if you leave it by 1, okay, and you start transforming your curve, you see you get this kind of straight shapes. Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. I try to rebuild it, enter 4 points, and then I change the degree, let's say to 3. Okay, now if I start moving the points, then you see that these lines are becoming kind of more curvy, and that's exactly what I would like to have. So I say Ctrl Z, and then I'm back to the previous position. For now I would like to put many of these lines here, and I would like to put it on the same distance in between the lines. For that matter, I would like to measure the wall first. I type, because I don't know where to find that button to measure, I just type distance, and you see that easy. I just click it from one point to another. So now I know it's 4 meters in 10 centimeters. So that's good to know. And let's copy this. Of course I can calculate how big the distance is going to be if I use so many curves, but well, you know, I make it easier. I just use the array, and I say, well, yes, I would like to have 8 in that direction. Yes, and I would like to have only 1, so I don't go up or down, and I also don't go into the sky, so I keep it to 1. All right, and then he asked me which direction you would like to go. I say, well, that direction, please. And then he asked me what distance it's going to be. So if it's going to be 8, I would say, then I would like to calculate it directly in a command stroke. So 4100 divided to 8. So now you kind of get a preview of what it's going to be, and then I say okay, enter. And well, I missed one line here, which I will just copy it, enter. So for now I've got all these lines here lined up, and now I would like to play with it, but because I work in a perspective view, it's kind of difficult for me to see if I go up or down. So that's why I'm using the box. I click it here, and I use it for now. It's convenient to make it 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. And I would like to keep first lines straight, and for example these ones, I just holding shift, I select these points, and you know, I would like to move them, but I don't have to touch exactly these points. I only used my reference cube, and I said, well, I'd like to 50 centimeter, and then it goes up, and I'll do something completely different here. I move them down, and this one, let's say this one goes up, and this goes up. And these two, I just would like to select the multiple points at the same time. Now just move them for the whole meter down. So you see you can work with this measurements pretty neatly. And for now I would like to, actually I don't need this surface, so I'll just delete it. And you see I've got some kind of interesting thing going on here. I'll just copy it for the next step. Enter. So now I can do the surface, build the surface. So I already selected the surface layer, and I will go for the loft. It's one of the most simple commands to build surfaces, but it also has some interesting settings. So for now he asked me select curves to loft. I would like to attend you that you have to select the good order of the lines and try to click it on the same side. So that's what I done. Enter, and you get some kind of surface. You can also choose how straight or loose would you like to have it. Okay, well, you see it follows the lines. I will show what will happen if you don't do it correctly. For example, if I say loft and then I start select curves, like clicking on the different order or different corners, and I say enter, well, you see something completely different is going to happen, but maybe it could be your design choice, so be my guest. So I'll just do it once again in the correct manner. Okay, so now we've got the surface. I would copy that surface for the next step. Enter. And I would like to make a kind of wooden construction in order to realize this. Our next step is going to be a contour. For that purpose, I already copied our surface just next to my model. And for next comment, I'm going to curve and then curve from objects, and then I choose contour. I select my surface, enter, and then he asks me where would you like to start your contour sections. I say here, and what kind of direction, perpendicular to the contour planes. I say let's go that way. He asked me what's going to be the distance in between these contours. Well, let's say I put it to 300 millimeters, and tap enter. So now you see he calculated all this nice contours. Well, I tried it, this is the way I made it in this model, and then I created this structure. I just tried to make it show it another way, so I make another layer. I say contour the second one, and for that purpose I make this comment once again. I go curve from objects and then contour, and now I put it to the different direction like that. Well, how big is going to be the distance? Let's put it to 500. Enter. So now you see I have some kind of grids going on here. So what we're going to do with the next step, I would like to copy this and I will call this, I put here another layer, I call it extrude because it's curved. What we're going to do next, and for this one I'm going to make another as well. Extrude curve seconds. So firstly I will do this one. I'll switch this one off, and I just select all the lines, and I say, I go to the correct layer, and I say extrudeCrv. That is the one we know already, and we say, well, what distance would you like to do? I say 10, and I would like to go to both directions, and I don't want to have it solid. Delete input. Well, yes, I don't need that line anymore. Contour, so I'll just delete it. 10. Yeah. So now you see we've got some nice lines going on here, and I will do the same for this guy. I'll just switch this one off and just go to direct with layer, enter, and just enter once again because it's all the same command. And for the next step, what I'm going to do is I would like to give a thickness to my construction, and I just give extra layer, and I call it OffsetSrf, and I call it here offset 2, enter. So well, I'm still in this layer, so I just select this one and I say offset surface, because now we work in dealing with the surface, and then he asks you which direction would you like to go. You want to make it thicker that way, or you would like to flip it all to go a different way. Well, I say you can also choose the distance. I would like to have it solid. What kind of rounded corner would you like to have? Both sides. Delete inputs. Well, I just delete it for now, but you can keep it if you want to. I say, let's do it 150 and enter. Oh, I have to enter the ball. Okay, so now you see we've got some construction here. I'll just switch this off and go back to this, and I'll do the same commands here. So you see we've got some interesting structure here. Well, it's all the same idea about this shape, for example. Well, I built here some circles, and these circles you can also well, do everything, whatever you want with it. And I used a loft here to connect it, and then use contour commands to make all these interesting sections. For this guy I used the loft to connect these two points, these two lines. For example, I just click here, I type loft, and then you get this, okay, but I wanted to try something else, so I said loft, but then I moved it in that way, enter. Well, I got some kind of rotated shape. Well, it's not, then I made vertical sections. It's actually turned out not exactly what I wanted, but well, that's also the possibility that you can try something like that with your shape. Well, I hope it was helpful, and well, you can try something out with this new knowledge.